Coming up on today's show, we have the latest on Dak Prescott. Will he be returning to the Dallas Cowboys in 2025? We will discuss what's going on in Frisco in just a matter of moments. Also, we got a contract update on Justin Jefferson and his situation in Minnesota. Will he be staying with that team, or could they be potentially moving on from him? We'll tell you the latest. And Justin Fields, he just arrived in Pittsburgh not too long ago. Is the clock already ticking? Is it almost time for him to move on from the Pittsburgh Steelers already? We'll examine that possibility and more here in just a bit. I am the somewhat capable host, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. And I got a challenge for you. I have been told that if you like today's video, your team will win the Super Bowl this upcoming year. Don't jinx it. Don't even worry about it. Just do your part. Like the video. Trust me on this. I've never told you a lie ever before. Just go ahead and hit the like button. We'll get started with today's show. Is it Dak's last ride in Dallas? The Cowboys quarterback sounded off about his contract situation as he enters the final year of his current deal. And as he enters this year, there's some interesting shenanigans, if you will, going on with his contract, the way it's laid out. And as far as the Cowboys situation goes beyond this year, here's what he said this week in regards to where his status is right now. I don't play for money. Right. I have never cared for it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I would give it up just to play this game. I allow that to the business people to say what it's worth, what they're supposed to give a quarterback of my play, a person of my play, and a leader of my caliber. For me, it's about controlling what I can control and handling that part, and the rest will take care of itself. So there you have it from Dak on his contract situation. If you recall, Ian Rappaport, back in March of the NFL Network, he said that Dak is expected to play this final year out, that he isn't looking to go anywhere. The Cowboys aren't looking to move him. We heard Jerry Jones say that they're all in on this year, and it seems like both sides are on the same page as far as 2024 goes. So there's not going to be anything moving right now. But as far as the future goes, think about this. Dak has a no-trade clause in his current contract. So the Cowboys, even if they wanted to, they can't move Dak, right? Now, with that said, that means that with his contract situation and the fact that he can't be placed on the franchise tag next year either, with the way that his contract is laid out, there is an open market with Dak Prescott next year. With having no franchise tag, with having no trade clause, and just all those things there, everything is about 2025 for Dak Prescott. Let's go by the numbers on Dak's situation. Jared Goff just got paid a big chunk of change by the Detroit Lions. They gave him about a 4-year, $212 million deal. I think that's going to be the base, the benchmark of sorts for Dak. He is going to want that at a minimum in his next deal, whether it's with Dallas or any other team. And think about this. Right now, Dak currently counts $55.4 million against the cap for 2024. But you look beyond next year, even if he leaves, based on the way that they have moved money and backloaded that contract, he would still count $40.14 million against the cap next year if they decide to move on from him. If he decided to go to another team, he's still going to count against next year's cap. Now, we've seen there is some precedent of teams still taking on a cap hit even when they move on from a player. We saw the Packers do that with Aaron Rodgers. We saw the Minnesota Vikings do that with Cousins. We're seeing the Denver Broncos do that the next 2 years with Russell Wilson. So it has been done before. But here are the options for what the Dallas Cowboys could do when it comes to Dak Prescott. Number one, they could just let him walk in free agency and not give him a new deal, and he'd take his talents elsewhere. Option two, they could add voidable years to his current deal and keep him around for that sense, or they could sign him to a massive extension upwards of the money that Jared Goff got. So, with that said, here's what I think is going to happen, folks. As I touch my invisible crystal ball here, I think that if the Cowboys do not make a deep run this year, which is very likely because they're the Cowboys, then I could see them hitting the reset button, letting Dak walk, and begin a total full-on rebuild with the Dallas Cowboys next year. Now, if Dak plays well, if they make that deep run, then maybe they run it back, give Dak the money he wants, and go from there. But I think there's a very realistic possibility that this could be Dak's final season with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's ask you, will the Cowboys keep Dak Prescott? It's our pinned comment today. You have two options. You can either type Y for yes, or you can either type N for no. Those are your two choices. Do one of the two. Choose wisely in the comments section. We have rookie jerseys on sale now at chatsports.com/NFL jerseys. Some of your favorite rookies out there, from the likes of Caleb Williams to Drake May, Malik Neighbors. And here's the thing. You're going to get their actual number, okay? Not the number one. Those are just placeholders till they get their actual jersey and all that figured out. We already know Caleb Williams is wearing 18, an homage to Peyton Manning. But there's several others to choose from. Go see for yourself. Maybe it's somebody on your favorite team. Maybe it was one of your favorite college players. A lot of different options to choose from. I know Big Tex is going to get himself a Byron Murphy 91 Seahawks jersey. Plenty of things to choose from. Go see for yourself. Chatsports.com/NFL jersey. Might stumble upon some free shipping as well. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Let's get you the latest on Justin Jefferson. The Minnesota Vikings wide receiver has had ongoing discussions with the Vikings front office about getting a new deal done for the best wide receiver in the National Football League. And we got an update within the last 24 hours from ESPN's Jeff Darlington, who does an incredible job. He was all over the Scotty Scheffler stuff about a week ago at the PGA Championship. Now he's back on the NFL beat, giving us this update on Justin Jefferson. Here's what Darlington had to say. The Vikings are not yet concerned. They do have 3.5 months. And this is something that they have been adamant about all offseason, that they have no inclination to trade Jefferson, to try to keep him on his fifth-year option, that he will play under this coming season if they don't get a long-term deal done. They've been clear they want to sign him, and they know what it's going to cost. The thing is, can they get the framework of this structure right in the next couple of months? Of course, we know that this is going to be a contract that is going to cost them above $30 million per year. This will be a record-breaking contract for the wide receiver position. The Vikings know that. They still want Jefferson, and they will continue to work to get that done. I don't expect the Vikings to be trading Justin Jefferson. I think he's too good to let go. I mean, when you look at the tier of wide receivers in the NFL, there's Justin Jefferson, and then there's everybody else, right? He is on a planet of his own, and he's going to be a big part of the maturation process, the growth of J.J. McCarthy, their future franchise quarterback there. I think we'll see the two sides come to a record-breaking deal. I agree with Darlington there. And the numbers I'm looking at, the projection I'd throw out there is about 5 years, $170.5 million for Justin Jefferson. A ton of money, but the resume speaks for itself. NFL Offensive Player of the Year, first-team All-Pro in 2020, three-time Pro Bowler, led the league in receptions and receiving yards in 2022. And last year, think about this. He was banged up a bit, right? Didn't play the whole season. Only played 10 out of 17 games. And still had over 1,000 yards, over 15 yards of reception, 5 touchdowns. He was spectacular. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I think the Vikings would be silly to move on from Justin Jefferson. I think he stays. What do you guys think the Vikings do? Do they get a deal done? Do they trade Justin Jefferson? Chime in. D for trade, K for keep. Let us know what you think. We here at Chat Sports are bringing you the best NFL coverage you will not find anywhere else. We're also talking about the NBA, college football, the WNBA, a little MLB here and there. We got it all here at Chat Sports. Subscribe now. Stay up to date. Never miss a moment. Lock us in for free. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. We got you covered all offseason long. Where there is no offseason here at Chat Sports, subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. Justin Jefferson just arrived in Pittsburgh not too long ago. And now, or Justin Fields, rather. And I knew I was going to get my Justins mixed up. And the folks at Bleacher Report are suggesting that the Steelers could already be trading Justin Fields. And one team in particular in mind, the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Why? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Let's go ahead and listen to Gary Davenport, who's got one of the whitest names you'll ever hear, who said the following. If Wilson really is going to be the guy in the Steel City, then Fields becomes expendable. The 9-time Pro Bowler has never missed more than 2 games in a season in a dozen years in the NFL. If the Raiders are serious about competing in the AFC West this season, Fields would be a sizable upgrade at the game's most important position. Meanwhile, the Steelers can get substantially more back for the 25-year-old than they gave up for him. What the? You get the idea. What? I mean, the Raiders had a chance to get Justin Fields at a much cheaper cost than what's projected to be now, with the idea that Bleacher Report has thrown out there of giving up a 3rd and 6th round pick and getting Fields in a 6th round pick back in return. The Steelers, they got Fields for pennies on the dollar, right? I think the Steelers aren't trading him for one because the jury's still out on Russell Wilson. We'll see if Russ can put it together, and Justin Fields is a good backup option. One of the two should have a good year, you would think. And then on the Raiders end of things, I get it that Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. But if the Raiders wanted him, they had the opportunity to get him, and they did not. And I understand the Raiders didn't get a quarterback like they wanted to in this year's draft. That the board didn't work out. All the quarterbacks were gone before they picked. But to me, this is just bizarre. This doesn't make any sense at all. I would be surprised if the Raiders pulled this off and if the Steelers decided to depart from Justin Fields already. What's the chances the Steelers trade Justin Fields? Scale it for me 1 through 100. Madden style for me. I'm putting this very low. I'm going 2 or 3. What do you think the chances are Fields gets traded? Weigh in the comments section. If you enjoyed today's show, you want your team to hoist the Lombardi Trophy, you know what to do. Like the video. Do your part. Appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. I'll see you next time here on NFL Daily.